Alright, how you doing, guys? My name is Blacklight, and this is a 144 and 0. This is probably my best gameplay to date on Black Ops 2. And you know, it's a sign of a good gameplay when you have trouble cutting it down. I just had trouble cutting down like any parts out of this because it's constant action, and I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it. This is with the PDW with silencer and extended mags, and then I'm running hardline, ghost, scavenger, and dexterity. I'm sure you guys have heard the entire spiel on that perk setup because a lot of people use it, so I don't really need to go into depth about that, or in depth about that. But this is 47 Gunstreak as well, and I get a nuclear just in the first round. The second round is of course shorter than the first one because this isn't one of those super long games where both rounds are 5 minutes. The second round's about 3 minutes, I think, so there's, of course, a little bit of triple cap going on. And then I also get 5 swarms, so penta swarms. So it's a pretty long list of achievements for this gameplay, and I think it's a really good one. You guys are definitely going to enjoy it. I posted this on my own channel before, and something I had to mention about it was that you will notice that there is a guy tact inserting in this gameplay. You'll see him at a few points. It's not constant, but at a few points you'll see that my swarm kills a tactical insertion, or I kill a guy with tactical insertion or something. But I can assure you I'm not boosting or set up this gameplay at all. Of course, I wouldn't do something like that, but I have to mention it because we know that there are other people in the community that have set up something like that before using the same method. So of course, you know, you'll see that I'm traveling around the entire map. There's no set area I'm staying in so that I could, you know, communicate with him the entire time and tell him exactly where I am so he can run across the map to me. And also I'm in a party with Luca and Hard Shenanigans at the same time, just talking to them. So obviously, I didn't set this up. You know, I just wanted to clear that up to prevent any stupid comments because it's always good to stop people from commenting stupidly. Because let me tell you, as a YouTuber, it is a pain in the ass to see these comments because it's just, I swear, I'm just gonna have a permanent red mark on my face from hitting it so much when I see stupid comments. But anyway, that's beside the point. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, something I wanted to talk about in this gameplay was the importance of your radar. You know that square thing up at the top left there? Maybe you guys have noticed it before, I don't know. But believe it or not, it's actually fairly important. And, you know, since this is a gameplay channel, I thought this would be a good topic to talk about because, you know, it's something that I, as a veteran Call of Duty player, I do it unconsciously. But for some people that might be newer or just been playing for a little bit, it's a very critical aspect to doing well in Call of Duty. And you know, I didn't really think about it until the other day, and I was like, you know, this is something that I'm constantly doing, and is a huge tip that I never really have seen other people mention before. But it's so simple and something that if you watch during somebody's live stream, you'll notice that they're constantly scanning up and down on their screen. Their eyes are constantly moving back and forth. And that's not just from scanning the map, it's from checking back and forth between your radar. Your radar is perhaps your biggest tool that you can use in Call of Duty because it reveals the position of your enemies constantly in so many different ways. Like when you got a VSAT, of course, I don't stop looking at I look at my radar more than I look at the actual screen. I just constantly look at my radar and I just kind of run around, it's like it's in my peripheral vision the way I'm running around the map. I'm looking at the radar, but I'm just kind of guiding myself around the map at the same time through my peripheral vision because I know where every single person on the map is, so there's no reason for me to not look away from the radar. So, you know, and looking away from the radar might get you killed because the enemies will, you know, the spawns can be pretty crazy sometimes, and they might flip behind you, so you got to keep your awareness up. And the only time that I look away from the radar, of course, is when I'm shooting at an enemy. And that's what really helped me get this flawless, of course, because, you know, when you have a constant radar up, that's what keeps you from dying. And, you know, of course, if there's not a VSAT up and you've got a UAV, you know, you want to constantly check that as well, because it's constantly scanning and you can constantly see where the enemies are, but don't let it fool you too much. Don't rely on the UAV too much because there are people that run ghosts, so you got to watch out for that. And then, of course, one of the biggest things is the position of your team. Now, you can see the green triangles, and where are they? You can predict that based on the spawn system. Oh, by the way, look at all these guys. They're all piling up in this building. Oh god, there's a swarm in there, and they're all just having a freaking meeting in there about what to do about this swarm, which ultimately they die. But I thought it was hilarious that they were all just sitting by the fire. It was a little chilly outside, had to warm up, but whatever. I warmed them up with death. So anyway, where your team is, that's where the enemy team isn't. So you can pretty much keep up with that, unless you have really bad teammates, and occasionally, you know, there might be an enemy that's like sitting with your teammate because he's that dumb. But 95% of the time, where your team is, the enemy isn't, so you can know that it's basically safe in that area, and you can also discern from that where the enemy team is spawning. And spawns are such a huge factor in getting these gameplays and working them so that you can maximize your kills. And you know, that's the whole spiel on the radar. You know, it's something that I kind of overlook when telling tips, because it's something that's just it's second nature for me. It's something that I'm always doing. It's just like drop shotting. I never consciously drop shot. I just do it. When the situation comes or I'm startled or something, I will just drop shot, and that's just the way it works. So a lot of this second nature stuff, I feel like, that COD veterans already do, is some of the biggest tips that we and I can give to you, because you don't necessarily know this stuff yet, and once you learn this stuff, that's when you become a great player, because all this second nature stuff is the stuff that's most critical to doing well in a game. So just kind of, I thought that was a good thing to talk about. I think it's something that a lot of people overlook, and something you should really keep in mind when doing your gameplays. Constantly looking at that radar. Basically for every second I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at the radar. It's constant. It's constantly back and forth. So that's pretty much it for this gameplay, guys. I was running VSAT Swarm Dogs, if you couldn't tell, and I hope you did enjoy. So thanks a lot, Logic Gaming, and leave a like if you did enjoy.